How you doing? This is Black Shy Guy, and as always, make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you're not a resident of Chi-Town yet, make sure you subscribe, and as always, sincerely, thank you for sitting at my table. We are going to dive into today's story, and it's basically about Star Wars once again, and it's not about Kathleen Kennedy. Surprisingly, we all know she took the boot. You know what I'm saying? She's out of there. You know what I'm saying? We are here talking about Boyega, and before I start, I like Boyega. I think he's a terrific actor, fantastic. I seen him as the next Denzel. You know what I'm saying? That's how good of an actor he is. You know what I mean? My second favorite actor before Boyega was actually Chadwick Boseman. May he rest in peace. And unfortunately, Boyega's not in the media for good reason. There's a lot of people angry at him, and it's specifically Star Wars fans. And there's a comment he made that, listen, I'm gonna dissect this comment because sometimes you gotta take a look at the whole content. You know what I mean? And sometimes a lot of these actors, when they talk to these reporters, don't express the whole content within that interview. So I'm going to really dive into it. I'm not going to take anybody's word. I'm going to take a look at it myself, because outside looking in, when you just look at the little freaking printout and the one thing that he said, it looks very bad. I got to admit it, it does look bad. But let's slow down there. Let's not be quick to judge. Let's dive into what he said before you Star Wars fans start taking out your lightsabers. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's dive in. John Boyega, right here, we got it. And so far, before we continue, Variety magazine has this out, People magazine has this out, everybody and their moms got this out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, down to Metropolis, down to freaking Gotham. You know what I mean? So everybody has this news displayed. So obviously it's true. A lot of people was questioning whether it may be fake or whatever the case may be, but obviously it's a fact that has been printed out by basically almost every article out there. So let's dive into this and let's dissect it, and let's not be quick to judge. Let's try to see what he's trying to say here. John Boyega says Star Wars felt like the whitest. Whoa, it already started out like hot fire. You know what I'm saying? So let's start over. John Boyega says Star Wars felt like the whitest elite space. They're okay with us playing the best friend. Whoa. Is he referring to Star Wars fans, or is he referring to just white people? You know what I mean? Because it does sound disgusting no matter how you put it. So I gotta admit, I like the guy, but that's a disgusting comment. You know what I mean? Because you don't know every Star Wars fan. You know what I mean? You just got introduced to the series when you portrayed that character. So it's not like you was around the series your entire life. So let's continue. It sounds bad. It sounds bad. It's a franchise that's so white that it's like a black person existing in it was something Boyega said in Apple TV's #1 on the call sheet. It's a franchise that's so white. Why would he say that? I mean, let's take a look at it now. Does he mean that it's just full of white actors? Because in a way, he does have a point. He does have a point. It sounds bad, but you gotta rationalize it. When you look at Star Wars, there's barely black people in it. I mean, so he is right there. Sounds bad, but just because it sounds bad doesn't mean that it has to sympathize with whatever you feel about it. You know, and facts don't care about your feelings, and that's a fact. There's barely black people in Star Wars. It is what it is, but never bothered me. But I mean, I never said, hey, I'm looking at the Force Awakens or whatever the case may be. I mentioned the game there, by the way, and said, wow, why is there not enough black people in this? Why is there not enough black foot soldiers in that fight? Yeah, I never looked at Star Wars like that. So nonetheless, the statement rings true. So let's continue. John Boyega is speaking out about his experience with the fans of the Star Wars franchise. The British star 33 is one of several actors who appear in the Black Leading Men in Hollywood episode of the new Apple TV Plus two-part documentary, #1 on the call sheet. While reflecting on his breakthrough role as Finn in Star Wars, and I really enjoyed his character, I liked Finn. But I'm going to make a comment about what he really wanted to happen with his character. And I'm going to make a comment as to why it would have been a mistake for them to do that. But let's continue. And it's 2 sequels and the racist backlash he received after being cast in the franchise. Boyega said the space western saga always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. Is Star Wars in the most whitest elite space? I can't say. I'm being honest here. I'm trying to be real truthful. I'm trying to really dissect him what he's saying, because we can't escape the facts here. Because Star Wars is loved by so many people. It's not only loved by white people. It's loved by Orientals. It's loved by so many different types of ethnicity that to just call it whitewashed is completely inaccurate. And that's a fact. I mean, you go to the Star Wars festival, there's all types of people in there. You know what I mean? And I've been to some. So I can tell you that it's not just for white people. There was a lot of blacks, a lot of Orientals, a lot of a lot of different ethnicities who loved Star Wars. Star Wars, till Kathleen Kennedy took it over, was an amazing story. And even the books were amazing. So I don't know. For him to say that it's the whitest elite space, I disagree. But let's continue. It's a franchise that's so white that it's like a black person existing in it was something he said. Okay. Boyega is pretty about his guy saying that you can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fan try to say, well, we had Lando, screened by Billy D. Williams and Donald Glover, and had Samuel Jackson, who played Mace Windu, who is a very loved character. Mace Windu is a very loved character. Even in the books. I love the fact that in the books, they started to portray Mace Windu as Samuel Jackson's feature, which was amazing. I really enjoyed that. Let's continue. It's like telling me how many chocolate chips are in the cookie dough. It's like they just scattered that in there, bro. The actor continued. Wow. He's really coming out raw in this interview. He's really coming out raw in this interview. But at the same time, I can't believe he's really still hurt about what transpired with that character that he portrayed in Star Wars. I'm surprised he's still really hurt about it. But it was a lot of time off his career, so it does make sense, but I don't know. I guess life goes on. You got to continue. All right, let's go. As far as Boyega is concerned, when it comes to these types of fans, they're okay with us playing the best friend. But once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my God, it's just a bit too much. They're pandering. I disagree. Because a lot of people wanted your character to shine. A lot of my friends also wanted his character to shine. I didn't really get the vibe on the internet or even on X, which at the time it was called Twitter. A lot of people were not saying, oh my God, they pandering. Or maybe I can be, listen, I'm not above correction. Maybe a lot of people was saying, hey, they're pandering because they got this black guy next to the Jedi or whatever the case may be. If I stand wrong about that, then please put it down in the comments and correct me. But I didn't witness. Of course I seen some, but it wasn't to the extent that, oh my God, that it was overwhelmingly bad. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. But the fact that he's saying that the majority was downing his character and saying that they're pandering because his character exists in the movie, I just didn't get that feeling, because when I was in the theater, everybody cheered when his character fought the stormtrooper and won, and they clapped when he won. So it was like, that's the feeling I got, the vibe that I got with his character. So I don't get it. I don't get why he feels like the fans was against his character. I don't know. Boyega said in 2020 that he had moved on from his role as Stormtrooper turned hero Finn, which he played in The Force Awakens as well as Star Wars The Last Jedi. But in a resurfaced clip from a 2020 interview with Jay Takes, Boyega indicated that he would be open to returning for more films under certain behind-the-scenes conditions. I'm open to conversation as long as it is Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, and maybe someone else on their team. Then it's a no-brainer, he said. Number one on the call sheet is now streaming on Apple TV. You telling me he will return if Kathleen Kennedy came back? Oh, no. Oh, no. We don't want Kathleen Kennedy back, buddy. I mean, we don't want Kathleen Kennedy back. We don't, because she just destroyed the series. And I can't believe you don't see that, John Boyega. Kathleen Kennedy completely destroyed the series. And this is what I have to say about his comment. His comment, though it sounds quite disgusting, some of it is true. I mean, can you say that the Star Wars series is completely whitewashed when it comes to the fan base? You can't say that. He's completely wrong when it comes to that, because I'm around a lot of people that are Star Wars fans, and a lot of them are mixed. You know what I mean? Of course, when you go majority, the skin color is white. You know what I mean? But I mean, I can't deny that. I'll be lying to myself if I say that it's not. But it's not tremendously overwhelmed by white people. The fans are not tremendously overwhelmed by just white people. Star Wars is really mixed. It's really mixed. And did they really say that his character was a source of pandering to the mob, to the left, or whatever the case may be? I don't think so, because I didn't think like that of his character at all. I wanted his character to shine, but I'm sorry, I'm a bit sick. But I know for a fact that he wanted his character to be portrayed as someone who can be in tune with the Force, and that would have been a big mistake, for the simple fact that they would have had to push it further, and his story would have had to be extended even deeper. And I don't think that his character, when it comes to that type of stuff, would have been suitable. It wouldn't have been suitable, because then it just, I mean, so you want your character to be in tune to the Force, then what would be the explanation as to why he's in tune to the Force? Did he have an ancestor that was in tune to the Force before? Like, I mean, did a lost relative? I mean, it just would have been too chaotic of a story to explain, especially in a short amount of time, especially on a series that they didn't know what direction to take it to, because you've seen in the aftermath, it was a total disaster. Even the return of Luke Skywalker was a total disaster. I mean, the series completely flopped in my book, despite the money it made. And the money it made is because everybody knew Luke was coming back, and Luke alone brought the people to the theaters. But even that was complete garbage, because when he came, and you know what, let me slow down my rant. But that's my thoughts about John Boyega's comment. I mean, it looks disgusting. It does. And if he completely thinks that the fans went against his character, I think he's wrong about that. I don't think a lot of the fans went against his character. I don't think majority of the fans thought it was pandering. A lot of people did like his character. A lot of people actually wanted him to have more of a relationship with what's her name in that movie, and they wanted his character to be pushed a little further into the story when it came to other things. I wanted him to be the new Han Solo type character of the Star Wars saga. I wanted him to be that type of character, to be obvious. I did not want him to be somewhat in tune to the Force, because then you gotta make a reason as to why he's in tune to the Force. What is his bloodline? You know what I mean? It just would have been totally weird. But anyway, that's my thoughts about it. This is Black Shy Guy. Wow. My throat, guys. As always, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And subscribe if you're not a resident of Chi-Town yet. And as always, I really appreciate it. Thank you for sitting on my table. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.
Dunking and hitting jumpers, kept marrying rich with him. Leo Rose like, why you dump us? Saturday's deposit, chasing SunTrust. Word to Donald, they no one will ever choke us. About to put that in my bio.